Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Today we can study the fifth question asked by the student. In the fourth question, the teacher explained a very intricate question. Bhagavan, etasmin purushe kani swapanti, kani asmin jagrati, katar esha devaha swapnan pashyati, kasya etat sukham bhavati, kasminnu sarve sampratishthita bhavanti. In the dream experience, who is awake, who is sleeping, and who is experiencing the dream. And when the dream is over, because it is overpowered by the pitta, then how does this everything which has disappeared in the deep sleep, who is experiencing the sukham? Because there is no experiencer left. In this, the teacher has explained us yesterday, and how everything goes back to the same reality. Esha hi drashta, sprashta, shrota, ghrata, ratayita, manta, yukta, karta, vijnanatma, purushaha, sa pare akshare atmane sampratishthate. And the same reality with the conditioning of the various faculties assume the position of the doer, smeller, tester, toucher, etc. And this experiencer of the dream, he goes back to the same reality, the absolute self. And in this manner, this param eva aksharam pratipadyate, sa yo havai tad achayam ashariram alohitam shubhram aksharam vaidayate yastu somya, sa sarvajnaha sarvo bhavati. He who thus recognizes this source of the total manifestation and abides in that, his experience is, he is both the knowledge and the existence. Sarvaha bhavati, he is everything. Sarvajnaha bhavati, he knows everything. Meaning, in the spiritual unfoldment, the ultimate stage is knowing is being. That experience where knowing and being are separate, that is at the level of the mind. We know things by the mind or through the mind, and therefore when I know something through the mind, I do not become that. On the contrary, the knowledge gained through mind is that knowledge where a sense of not I-ness prevails. Like this is the mic. Now in this experience, in this knowledge, I know this is a mic, but I also know that I am not the mic. So that knowledge in which not I-ness manifests, that knowledge is at the level of the thought. See? And therefore, he who comes to this experience where knowing is being. So when I say, I know the truth. So knowing the truth and being the truth, they are not two separate things. Therefore, we simply know the truth without being, then we become philosophers. And when the truth is known by being, see, Shrotriya is knowing but not being. Brahmanishta is knowing and being simultaneously. It is not in a sequence. Like, our experience about ourselves. Do we know ourselves in a sequence? I know, first step, that I is. So this knowing and being, are they separate? Our experience is never in a sequence. Our experience is simultaneously saha. The same principle from the desire point of view. Soshnute kaman sarvan saha brahmana vipashyate. So in the Upanishad, when the teacher says, Satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo vedanitam guhayam parame yomanna soshnute sarvan kaman saha. He who comes to recognize the Satyam jnanam anantam brahma as his own being, for him there cannot be any desired fulfillment that is happening in sequence. Our desires are fulfilled in sequence. Wherever there is a sequence, it is a samsara. Where there is no sequence, it is Paramatma. Sequence is possible only in finite. 1, 2, 3, 4, sequence. So, north, east, west, south, sequence. Space, no sequence. But if you take the space with reference to the other elements, space, air, fire, sequence. So, the moment we transcend the sequence, we transcend the mind. When we transcend the sequence, we transcend the time. When we transcend the sequence, we transcend the objectivity. Everything in this world is known in a sequence. Therefore, saha, simultaneously, so he who knows by being, saha sarvajnaha sarvo bhavati, he alone is everything. Up to here we have seen in our last mantra. Now we enter the fifth question. Atha hainem shabhyaha satyakamaha papracha sayo havai tad bhagavan manusheshu prayanantam omkaram avidhyayita gatamam bhava satena lokam jayatiti. Atha hainem shabhyaha satyakamaha papracha. Now the student, he has asked. Satyakam was the name of the student who was the son of Shibi, therefore Shaibhya. Like Dasharatha's putra is called as Dasharathi Ram. Similarly, Shibi's son is called as Shaibhya. So, this Shaibhya, whose name was Satyakam, he papracha, he inquired, he asked. Now, Bhagwan Shankara gives a very good introduction to this. He says, Atha idanim para apara brahma prapti sadhanatvena omkarasya upasanam viditsaya prashna arabhyate. Now, here Om is taken as a means by which the Parabrahma and the Aparabrahma, those both can be attained through the upasana. So, Apara Brahma. So, what he says, स यहाँ कश्चित् वै भगवन् मनुष्येषु मनुष्याणां मध्ये तत् अद्भुतमिव प्रायणान्तं मरणान्तं यावत् जीवमिति एतत् ओंकारम् अभिध्यायित अभिमुख्येन चिन्तयेत्. It is a great surprise that a person among millions is contemplating on Om up to the last moment of his life. At the time of leaving the body, whatever is the last thought, that determines our next, life. Last thought is a blueprint. So, we give a blueprint to our contractor and he constructs the house, and then we become angry with him. What kind of house you have constructed? Sir, what happened? See, drawing room, 3 by 2. Is this the drawing room? And see, the toilet, 30 by 40. What is this? He says, sir, don't shout at me. You see your blueprint. According to that, I have constructed. Similarly, we complain to the God, oh God, why did you make me a donkey? God will say, shut up, look your blueprint. Last thought determines our next life. Then what is to be done? Correct the last thought. Okay, I will do it. Forget about it. Unless we know the basic principle, at the time of leaving the body, there is zero control and self-effort operating on oneself. All our faculties become beyond control. See, one can't even utter a word. Forget about thinking, it's a very subtle point. That time, what can help is, if we have been practicing throughout our life, chanting the Lord's name, then that Lord's name which is being chanted for the whole life, it comes by default. Therefore, if somebody imagines that if only last thought determines the next life, why not enjoy now and last time I will say Narayana and die like Ajamila did. We may say Narayana but we will not die. See friends. And before dying we will remember, but what happened to our doggy? Immediately after remembering the dog, you will get into the dog yoni. Therefore, Manusheshu Manushanam Madhe Tat Adbhutam Iva. It's really surprising. Prayanantam Maranantam till the time of death, Yavat Jivam Iti, that throughout life, Omkara Avidhyayita Avimukkhena Chintayet. He who is reflecting on the Om. See? What is the meaning of reflection? Now see how beautifully they said. Baihya Vishayebhya Upasamhrita Karanaha Samahita Chittaha Bhaktya Avisheta Brahma Bhava Omkare Atma Pratyaya Santana Avichhedaha Bhinna Jatiya Pratyayantara Akilikritaha Nirvatastha Deepa Shakha Samaha Abhidhyana Vidyarthaha. Now see, Abhidhyana means what? One who has withdrawn all his faculties from the respective objects, the mind is no more running in the time, space and object, and thus one is reflecting, contemplating unbroken on Om through devotion. Such a person is no more having any anatma vritti, any thought pertaining to the not self. That continuous subjective awareness is called as avidhyana. Abhitaha dhyanam avidhyana. Then thereafter satya, brahmacharya, ahimsa, aparigraha, tyana, sannyasa, shaucha, santosha, amayavi ityadi aneka yava niyama anugrihita sa eva yavat jiva vrata dharanaha katamam vavan anekehi jnana karma bhi jetavya lokaha tishtanti tena tesho onkar abhidhyanena katanam lokam jayati iti. So when one who is practicing extremely disciplined life, yesterday evening we saw yama and the niyama. And what are the yama niyama? The teacher says satya, brahmacharya, ahimsa, aparigraha, etc. So all the 10 of them plus devotion to the Lord, and in this manner, he who is practicing jnana and karma perfectly well, where will he go after the body is dropped? Because there are many worlds where there is a possibility of going after the body is dropped. There are 14 worlds. Bhurgo, Swaha, Mahajana, Tapa, Satyam, Bhutala, Tala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala. Now out of these 14 worlds, after the body is dropped, by such a seeker who has been reflecting on Om at the time of death and throughout the life, where will be his next destination? Like people ask me, Swamiji, from here, what is your next destination? I say, Brahmalok. See? So where do you go after the body is left? Because there are many of them, where will you go? So, Tasmai Sahovaja Etadvai Satyakamam Param Cha Aparam Cha Brahma Yat Onkaraha Tasmad Vidvana Etena Eva Ayatanena Kataram Anveti. E Satyakam. See, Om is indicative of both the Parabrahma and the Aparabrahma. Kathopanishad, Nachiket was told by Yamaraj, his guru, Etadalambanam Sreshtam, Etadalambanam Param. etadalambanam jnatva yo yadichati tasya tat. Okay. Because human mind cannot function without the data of name and form. And therefore, some kind of support is required for the mind to function. This is one of the reasons why many students, when they sit for meditation, in no time they go to sleep. What is the reason? The reason is the mind has never been trained to remain without the support of any object such as name and form. The mind dissolves and goes to sleep. Therefore, here it is said that there are many options by the support of Om. If you recognize Om as Parabrahma, you will attain that. If you attain or recognize Om as the Aparabrahma, this relative world, then you will attain that. Therefore, Param cha Brahma Jat Omkaraha. Therefore, Omkara is both indicating the transcendental as well as the immanent aspect of the reality. So, Vidwan etena eva ayatanena. So, the wise man, by the support of the same Omkar, can attain in this relative world or can go and transcend the relativity. In this manner, the teacher begins. See, Param hi Brahma Shabdadi Upalakshanarham Sarvadharma Vishesha Varjitam Ataha Na Shakyam Atindriya Gocharatvena Kevalatvena Manasa Avagahitum. That's what I told you. When the mind is trying to comprehend something which is without any data, the mind cannot comprehend. And therefore, we are given many support. You take Lord Vishnu, you take Lord Shiva, in this manner we are told. So, Tasmat Vidvan etene eva Atma Prapti Sadhanena. So, this Om becomes the Atma Prapti Sadhanam, the means of attainment of one's essential nature. In this manner, Param Aparam Va iti. Either one can attain the higher worlds or one can merge in the absolute. Now, how this Omkar Upasana is done? This is a very subtle and a very beautiful topic that is brought out. Sa yad ekamatram abhidhyayita sa tenaiva samvedita turanam eva jagatyam abhisampadyate tam rucha manushaloka upanayante sa tatra tapasa brahmacharena shraddhaya sampannaha mahimanam anubhavati. Now, Om has three aspects: A, U and Ma. Now the Akar only when one is practicing the sadhana or upasana only one matra, A matra, then what happens? Then when the seeker is practicing with two matras, A and U, then what happens? And the third one, when the seeker is doing the upasana with all the three matras, A, U and Ma, and when the seeker is transcending all the three matras, that is called amatra. So, by these three types of sadhanas or upasana, what is that which is gained, attained? Because for everything, Omkar is the only support. By this you can attain yo yadichati tasya tat. Whatever you desire, that alone could be attained. So, now here, Bhagwan's commentary is very good. Sa yad ekamatram avidhyayita. Sa yad omkarasya sakala matra vibhagatnyaha na bhavati. Be very attentive. Our knowledge is limited by how we have exposed ourselves to the scriptures. For most of us, Life is, we should be good, we should not hurt others, we should have discipline, we should not drink, we should not smoke, we should not eat non-vegetarian, we should be goody-goody, we should go to temple, society should respect us. Oh, he is a nice dharmatma, he has given dakshina, Sawa rupya. They are satisfied with that. They are now more wanting to go beyond it. See? The second people are those who are doing the upasana of the two matras. They will have a different approach to life. So here the teacher says, Omkarasya sakala matra vibhagadnyaha na bhavati. He who doesn't think of life in its totality. See? Those people who you must have read the books and talk about autobiography of a Dumbo. So when we talk about autobiography, what do we write? We write only about Mr. Waker. We don't write about dreamer. We don't write about deep sleeper. We don't write about the Turiya Tattva. We write only waker because for us life is only the waking life, that's all. See? And therefore our conclusions of life are based on 1/4 of the total data. Whenever the conclusions are based on incomplete data, the conclusions cannot be valid. See? The other day one girl asked me in some place, she is a professional writer. She has done the journalism and writing and all. She has written books also. Swamiji, I want one favor from you. I said, I have never given favor to anybody. Don't ask for favor. You even don't ask what for. I said, no, I don't want to give. So the topic ends. No, I wanted to write your biography, so I will sit with you with the questions and you go on talking and I'll note it and I'll publish a beautiful biography. I start right now. When I was convicted for murdering 399 people, Swami, I said, you want to write autobiography, right? I said, what will you write? Will you write only goody things or bad things also? See, friends, this is the biggest flaw on the spiritual path, talking about the autobiography. We are talking only about the waker. What about dreamer, deep sleeper and samadhi stuff? See? So, sakala matra vibhajnaha na bhavati tathapi omkarasya abhidhyana prabhavat vishishtam eva gatim gacchati. Yet, because he is practicing the upasana of the Om, yet he attained something great. What is that? Etar ekadesha jnana vaigunya tayoho omkara sharanaha karma jnana ubhaya bhrashtaha na durgatim gacchati. So, although he has got incomplete knowledge, yet he is taking the support of Omkara, may be limited, yet he doesn't go the wrong way in his life. Kim tarri, then what happens? यद अपि एवं ओंकारम एकमात्र विभागज्ञः एव केवलः अविध्याय एकमात्रं तदा ध्यायेत स तेन एकमात्रा विशिष्ट ओंकार अविध्यानेन एव संवेदितः संबोधितः तूर्णं क्षिप्रमेव जगत्यां पृथिव्यां अभिसंपद्यते. See, he lives in this world because he has done the Onkar Upasana only one. So from the last life he will come into this the mortal world of this Prithvi. And after having come over here, then Kim, on this earth one can be born anything, like a mosquito or a frog or a snake or anything. No. Manushya Loka. He will be born as a human being. Anekani hi janmani jagatyam sambhavanti. There are many types of lives or births in this world. Tatra tam sadhakam jagatyam manushulokam eva varcha upanayanta upanigamayanti ruchveda rupa omkarasya pratama matra avidyayata. Therefore, there are these three Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. Yajurveda, the Rigveda will be keeping a person well disciplined in this world, and in this world he will be leading a life of a very respectable personality. He will be remembered by the posterity that yes, there was such and such person, he was a nice person and he has never hurt anybody and he was a goody one. In this manner, in this world, he will be leading a dignified life. So, tena sa tatra manushya janmani dvijagreha sans tapasa, and then he will be born in Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Prashnopi Jayate. He will be born in pure families, and after having born in such pure family, then tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya cha sampannaha. Then for him, it is natural. The Shraddha in the scriptures, God, Santa Mahatma, then Brahmacharya, he will not be indulgent in the worldly things, and Tapasa, he will be ready to go through the hardship for attaining something higher in life in this manner. Mahimanam vibhutim anubhavati. And na vita shraddha yatat cheshtaha bhavati. And he will not become licentious in this world, because he has been practicing this upasana of one matra of Omkar. So one matra of Omkar therefore means what? Means the Jagrata Avastha, the waking state. So his waking state experience will be always decent and dignified, and he will have no regrets about good or bad doing or not doing in the past, and thus he will be leading a life of a very cultured human being. This is the effect of the Omkar Upasana with one matra. Now the second one. Atha yadi dvimatreena manasi sampadhyate saha antariksham yajurbhir unniyate somalokam sa somaloke vibhutim anubhuya punaravartate. Now when the seeker is practicing the upasana of the Om by two matras, that Akara and Ukara. So as I told you, A stands for the waking experience and Mr. Waker. In the same manner, Ukara stands for the dream experience and Mr. Dreamer. So, he who is practicing Punaha yadi dvimatra vibhagadnyaha dvimatrena vishishtam omkaram abhidyayita swapnatmake manasi. So, even his dreams are divine. See? Because he is all the time in contemplation on the Om. So whatever we are interacting in the world, that alone is precipitated or imprinted on our mind. Therefore, our dreams are nothing but how we have interacted with the waking world, and that impressions gather, and this is how we see. Like, some people, many times, they write me, Swamiji, I always see Hanumanji in my dream. And before I tell you, I want to tell you that I have been known to you when I was a child. I used to come to your classes and you were very nice, and I was very much close to you. My name is so and so, and I had 100% forgotten. And that girl met me in London. And she said, Swami, do you recognize me? I said, no. But you wrote me email. I said, yes, I had it, because the email comes, I reply. Whom it has gone, I don't know. Then she said, such and such. I wrote you regarding, Hanumanji, and you wrote me this thing, and after that I felt very good. Now I am having one more question with Hanumanji. I said, you spare him, why do you bother him too much? He said, Swamiji, I get Hanumanji in my dream. It is continuously, every now and then. But the problem is, he doesn't talk. I said, remember one thing? When we stop talking, then God starts talking. Till such time, we keep on talking, cock, 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 non-stop, chatterbox. How will the God talk? Then what should I do? Keep your mouth shut outside and keep your mind shut inside. Then you will have that deep experience. Now such dreams about gods or Mahatmas, like many people say, Swamiji, yesterday you came in my dream. I said, no, I was not. I was very much in my own misery. No, 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 you came and you told me this thing you do and I did accordingly and really the problem was solved. Thank you very much. See? So these kinds of dreams, etc., they come when a person is leading his waking life in the light of what we have seen in the first time. Tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya. Such a person will not be violently reacting with the world. And therefore his mind is now more and more saturated with the divine thoughts. Now, such persons, द्विमात्रेण विशिष्ट ओंकारम अभिध्यायित स्वप्नात्मके मनसि मननीये यजुर्मये सौम दैवत्ये संपद्यते एकाग्रतया आत्मभावं गच्छति स एवं संपन्नः मृतः अंतरिक्षम अंतरिक्षाधारम द्वितीय मात्रा रूपमेव यजुभिः उन्नीयते सोमलोकम दिव्यम जन्म प्रापयन्ति तम यजुंषि इत्यर्थः. So there are three stages through which the jiva goes. If one is leading one matra of Omkar sadhana, then in this world he leads a life of a dignified culture person. This is what we see in the lives of many. Yesterday, we went to Ramaswami's house, his mother. See how pure, she is 90 plus. That purity of her life alone will guide her further. See? So first, one Omkara matra meditation means in this world we lead a quality life. And this is what Patanjali says, yama niyama. Unless, be attentive, unless we are not reacting with the world and leading a cool life, unless we are no more a problem for ourselves, we cannot be at peace with ourselves. And what is asana? Asana is being at peace with yourself. Sthira sukham asana. Normally asana is mistaken as only twisting the body. That is not asana. See, if you see the whole Patanjali Yoga Sutra, for asana there are only two sutras. Out of more than a few hundred, there are only two sutras for asana. And one sutra is Sthira Sukham Asana. And the means is Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. And if you see yesterday also, when they are doing asanas, it is more of prayatna, more of efforts. Lesser the efforts we put in, nearer we are to the divinity. See? And when can we be at peace with ourselves? When yama and niyama is practiced properly. Yama sadhana is, we are not a problem to the world, and the world we don't take as a problem. Then we are at peace with ourselves. Similarly, we are a problem to ourselves. When we are no more a problem to ourselves, then only we naturally glide into asana according to Patanjali. See, Sirasukam asana. And then such a person, his pranayama, his mind remains so cool that his breathing, everything is cool. No more excitement. There was one Mahatma, many years before this happened. He came in Kaivalya Dham, and there they do all kinds of experiments. And in that experiment, they have put something here and there. They wanted to take the graph of his mind. So he said, okay, he sat down. They put everything. And then they saw the graph. It was a straight line. So they thought that there is something wrong with the machine. Because they never got such a graph in their whole life. Although they were a great yogis, so called. Never a graph of that kind. Then there must be something wrong. Again they did same straight line. Then they put another person, you sit there. When the other person sat there, the graph's needle was going beyond the paper. So machine is working. Again this person was put, he sat cool, straight line. A person who is at peace with himself, he alone is at peace with the whole world. How important it is. If we are reacting non-stop about anything, anybody, and if we are a problem to ourselves, I don't know, I want to get up in the morning, but I cannot. So we are a problem to ourselves. Therefore, this is the second matra. When a person has thus conquered the first one, then he takes up Swapnatmake Manasi Mananiye Yajurmaye. Then he takes the support of the Yajur mantra, Yajur Veda mantra, and then he goes in the Pitruloka. So first is Mrityuloka, then is Pitruloka. In Pitruloka, you all must have done, we offer the Pindadanam. They are called as Ushmapa. Ushmapa means those who take the food from the heat of the food, hot food. So when the Pindadanam is done, a rice ball is offered to the Pitru, the departed one. It is not directly from the fridge. It is hot. And when that hot food is offered, so from the steam of the food which goes, rice goes, then it is taken by the Pitrus, our departed ones. Therefore it is said, I have not tasted, they say, that if you eat the rice after having offered to the Pitrus, that rice does not have any taste. It tastes like salt, it tastes like a soil, no taste at all. Because all the essence is taken away by the Pitrus. That is the second stage of our existence called as Pitruloka. So, Dvi Matra Rupam, Dvitiya Matra Rupa Para Eva, Yajurbihi Unniyate Somalokam. He goes in the Somaloka. And Sa Tatre Vibhuti Anubhuya Somaloke, then Manushya Lokam Prati Punaravartate. And when this Pitru, the departed one, he has gone to Pitruloka, he will be enjoying all the glory which is offered by his children to him in the form of the Pindadana, etc. He will be leading a very good life. But from there again he comes back to the Mrityuloka. Be attentive. I came across one case, and it is something like this. This person, a child was born in somebody's house. And the child was extremely attached to the grandmother, to such an extent that he will be sleeping also with the grandmother, right from the age of 1 year. Only for breastfeeding he was going to his mother, rest of the time with the grandmother. Nobody he likes, only the grandmother. To such an extent, when he became 3-4 years, he will dictate the grandmother what sari she should put on. She should not go here and there. She should not talk to that person and like that. And after a few days, maybe a year or so, she started, why this fellow is behaving like this thing? And then she started analyzing. All his likes, dislikes, methods, talking, everything was exactly like that of her husband who was departed. So when he becomes 6-7 years old, yet he was still behaving the same way as if he is her husband, the grandson. So then they talked to some Jyotishi and all that, and then some puja, everything was done. Then after the age of 8 or 9 years, he started living like a normal human being, normal child. See? Therefore, according to this Garuda Puran, those who are too much attached to their family people, mother, father, children, grandchildren, they are again born in the same family and the same tamaku, same chuna. That is why it is necessary. Vanaprastha is only for this purpose. Don't get involved with the grandchildren beyond limit. We get so much, stuck to their grandchild. It's okay, they are very beautiful, very good. Keep a distance. Our destination is God, not this world. See? But you tell to grandparents, do you think they will listen? Swamiji, you don't have one child, therefore you don't know. One grandfather told me, could you imagine? I said, what is there, these grandchildren, they are so mad. Swamiji, you don't know. When the grandson does dirty things in your lungi and you remove it and get it washed, what a joy is in that. I said, Rama, Rama. See? Therefore, such people, they go to the Pitruloka. And then from Pitruloka, after having lived there according to the visa requirement, then again they come back to this Mrityuloka. Therefore, Somaloke Vibhutim Anubhuya Manushalokam Prati Punaravartate. And this is how Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatare Shayanam continues. Now, how long are we going to go in the same rut? Are we not disgusted? Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to say, samsari people are like those who have got eczema on the skin. They go on scratching. It is such a joyful pain. Those who have got eczema and they go on scratching, they don't suffer. Others suffer. Hey, stop, man. It's bleeding. Same way. Enough of this samsara, Maharaj. Withdraw. Enough is enough. Now, we have completed 2 matras. 1 matra, Omkara, this world, prosperity, good cultured life, respectable position. Now the second one, when we do the 2 matra, we go to the Pitruloka and yet we are connected with the family matters. Now the third one, Ya punaha etam tri matrena om iti eva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayita so tejasi surye sampannaha yatha padodara svacha vinirmuktuchyate evam havai sapapmana vinirmuktaha so samabhir unniyate brahmalokam sa etasma jivaghanan parat param purushayam purusham ikshate tadeto shloko bhavataha. Now, the third type of seeker who is doing upasana of the Om with reference to the 3 matras, that means he takes into consideration life means not only the waking, life means not only waking and the dream, but he goes beyond, and for him life is a whole of waking, dream and deep sleep together. See? So, यहाँ पुनः एतम ओंकारेण त्रिमात्रेण त्रिमात्रा विषय विज्ञान विशिष्टेन ओम इति एव अक्षरेण परम सूर्यांतर्गतम पुरुषम प्रतीकेनाभि अभिध्यायित तेन अभिध्यानेन प्रतीकत्वेन ह्यालम्बनं प्रकृतम ओंकारस्य परम च अपरम च ब्रह्म इति भेद श्रुतेः ओंकारमिति द्वितीयान अनेकशः श्रुता. Now this sadhaka, he takes the sun as the support. Earlier, his support was this world. We should be good in the society, people should respect us, people should talk good about us, they should not speak bad about us. KG1, spirituality. KG2, spirituality, we should be respecting our departed one, do the karma, everything, so that we can go to the Pitrulok, and when we go there, they will not punish us. As the dad was punishing us here, at least he will not punish us there. Now the third one, he is now taking the support of some higher support, such as the sun. So when he is doing the upasana of the sun, so that yosavaditye sohamasmi purushaha, that which is reflecting in the sun, that is the God. Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Yadaditya kadam tejaha jagat bhasayate kilam yat chandravasi yat chagnau tat tejo vidhimamakam.